Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new Tesla update video. So let's go over what happened in the stock market today, specifically with Tesla, of course. And yeah, it's the final day of the week. Keep in mind, guys, Monday is going to be, the markets will be closed on Monday. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's a long weekend essentially for the market. And yeah, so let's go over it. If you guys enjoy, again, please don't forget to hit that like button. It does help quite a bit. Make sure you guys, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the videos so far. Make sure you're subscribed, turning on the bell notification, all that good stuff. But all that being said and done, getting right into it. Tesla ending the day 2.21% in the red. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty dangerous day, similar to the day that we had here. And I'm sure looking at this, you don't need me to tell you why that was. This teal line, very dangerous stuff. So let's take a look at what happened exactly. So let's take a look at the weekly first, right? I always show you guys this one. This is the overall grand scheme of things. And like I always said, ideally, we do not want to finish a weekly close below this teal line. Well, I'm not gonna lie, this is cutting it close. Like, again, my line isn't like some picture perfect, amazing, like to the dot, kind of thing. But this is cutting it close. Like, we really need to make sure we hold around this general level. Ideally, I would have loved to see like 860. I think 860 would have been like where I personally would have liked to see it close at least. 857, whatever. It's close enough, right? Again, it's not going to be like to the exact decimal. Close enough. But again, the fact that we tested like 837 for the low of the day roughly, that was pretty bad. Like, if we ended below 850, that would have been like potentially pretty bad. But thankfully, we kind of, got a little bit of a rally towards the end of the day and kind of, brought it back up to a level where, it's passable. It's passable. Not ideal, in my opinion, but it's passable. It's good enough for us to still have, a good shot Tuesday, to, get some momentum back in, get a nice bounce. So essentially what happened was, I did mention how I want this gap fill to hold, and it kind of held initially, bounced up and everything at the beginning of the day. And then, of course, like I said, also, the one thing that, in my opinion, would prevent this from being an actual bounce and, everything, kind of going according to plan is going to be if something happens, or a new update or whatever with the whole Russia-Ukraine thing. And, of course, that's exactly what happened. There was more things about that. There was a loud explosion and whatnot that was reported. And then essentially the second that started, happening, we started selling off, as you can, I'm sure, roughly guess where that happened. On top of that, like I mentioned also, guys, I've said this several times, but I always say how I personally think that Fridays are slightly more bearish than bullish days, because you're going into the weekend. People take profit. People don't want to hold, maybe certain things, especially day traders. They'll take their profit into the weekend, whatever. But the thing with this specific Friday is, number one, it's a long weekend. Right, so even more, like, a full extra day of the market being closed. So essentially, even more reason, in my opinion, to take profit for some people and, not hold over the weekend, because, who knows what happens over the weekend. But because of the whole Russia-Ukraine thing, even more reason, that's like exponentially higher, in my opinion, as well, to take profit for this specific weekend. Because who knows what's going to happen with that over the weekend? Who knows? Maybe something bad will happen. And if that happens, well, of course, that's obviously bad in general. But the market, of course, Tuesday is going to just completely plummet, especially if an actual war happens. Like, that's, not good for more than one reason. Let's just say that. But on the bright side, if nothing happens over the weekend, there's no escalation. And if anything, maybe there's de-escalation. I do think we'll get a nice bounce on Tuesday. And I'm personally thinking that will happen. I personally don't think anything will happen. Nothing more than that, than already has happened, give or take. I'm personally not expecting there to be an actual war or anything like that, for many reasons, of course. Number one, I just don't want a war. I don't think anyone wants a war. But, I don't think anything like that will happen personally. So, again, if nothing really bad, if no substantial bad news comes out, nothing worse than we already have, I guess, in other words, good overall, for people's lives, etc. Don't get me wrong, of course, but also good for the market. And I think we'll get a very strong bounce on Tuesday, and, especially if we get good news regarding that situation, maybe things are easing down, whatever. Now, looking back at the chart, one thing I do like is the fact that we actually officially gap filled. Here I was talking about how we didn't officially gap fill according to my definition of a gap fill. Today, we officially gap filled. Well below it, of course, but nonetheless, we did gap fill, and we actually ended up closing above it, which honestly is a good sign. We held the 850. 850 is I really don't want to close below 850, man. Like that's really, 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 really not good in my opinion if we do close below 850. Thankfully we didn't. So again, I do think there's still a chance. I'm not gonna lie, things are looking a little shaky. Like they're not looking as ideal as I would like it to look. But again, like I said, I do think that, you know, the position that we were left in at the end of today on the market close, I do think that it is giving us a nice shot at Tuesday being a good day. So I'm kind of waiting for that, and we'll see how Tuesday plays out. And again, if nothing happens over the weekend, I do expect a nice bounce on Tuesday. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, all in all, you know, we're still relatively holding this overall uptrend on the teal line, which is good. You know, that makes me happy. I'm glad that we didn't close below it. We're not like, you know, anything like majorly below it. Again, the weekly, a little bit on the questionable side, but again, you know, it's passable in my opinion, which is fine. But again, below 850 would have been pretty bearish. But even if we close below it, especially on the daily, like I always say, you usually need about 3-ish days, I would say, of consistent closure below a certain point or above a certain point to really signify that, yeah, that's probably gonna play out. Similar to what we had here. We broke out, closed once, closed twice, and then the third day we closed pretty much directly on the line. That was where I was like kind of pushing it. And of course, you know, we couldn't really hold it, and the fourth day we were straight below it. Right, so that's kind of what I mean. This is like a good example of it. Same thing here. We broke out, closed one day above it, and the second day right below it again. Like you want to hold about 3 days above or below a certain threshold. In this case, either this red line for the bull flag or this overall, you know, teal line that's kind of, you know, the overall uptrend that we're in so far. And you want to kind of hold that for at least 3 days. And that will kind of give you a better idea. So like I said, if we have like 1 or 2 daily closures below the teal line, not good, obviously, but not the end of the world yet. You know, there's still chances of a bounce back. So just something to keep in mind in case something happens next week. But again, I'm feeling fairly bullish going into Tuesday. This is some pretty bloody days that we're having here. And I do think it's just a lot of risk off, a lot of fear going into the weekend, a lot of, you know, uncertainty regarding the whole Russia-Ukraine thing. And again, I really do think that if nothing really escalates over the weekend, and if anything de-escalates even better, we're going to see a nice pop on Tuesday. So that's essentially what I'm eyeballing right now, guys. And that's what I'm thinking, and that's what I am currently projecting. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. It does help quite a bit. But either way, thank you all so much for watching. See you guys for the next one. Peace.